got problems, then say some. Chopper come out of the bus like a motherfucking ray gun. Think you a beast, but you ain't one. You are not on the same page as a kid, you just page one. They had no luck, I had to make some. When I get rich, cop a Tesla on day one. What color Tesla I want? The red one. What kind of red he want? The Shanks one. My niggas know I got drive, gripping that wheel. I swear a nigga got callous. My team ain't losing, don't know why you challenging. Chopper go like it's Valerie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, we are back for some more One Piece. Last time we had completed the 30 episode special, bro. 30 episodes, 30, to finally complete the whole Cake Island arc, one of the longer arcs that we had gone through within this series, with that being episodes 849 to 878. With that, we actually took a small step into the new arc, which is a very short one, the Reverie arc, which will be covering the next 12 episodes, I believe. And then after that, we will be getting into Wano, which was the most recently completed arc within One Piece thus far. So we're getting there. I'm catching up, all right? I'm steady on y'all's tail, all right? We're getting to the nitty gritty of everything here and getting into one of the more anticipated arcs on my side, because Wano has been teased for quite a while. I'm excited to see what all the hubbub is about as far as what will be going on within that entire storyline. But as y'all know, we normally have recaps at the beginning of videos, but with it being 30 whole episodes, I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze everything in as far as my thoughts on the entirety of the whole Cake Island arc. Now, I do want to have specific videos going over all the arcs that we've been through in this series, and that, you know, with the videos I record for the episodes, I can't exactly get into everything that I want to, but I'll just try to, you know, go over the highlights of that of those 30 episodes to me, and you know, shout out specific characters that I thought were very well written and had some good moments within that arc, as far as, you know, the completion of that storyline. But I'm not going to go too in depth with everything, because then that's going to be 30 minutes on its own, or even an hour probably, just me rambling on. But let's of course get into the captain of the Straw Hat, starting off with Monkey D. Luffy, who had some of the most impressive growth within that arc. You know, we got to see a deep dive into how Luffy has been growing overall within his combat experience against Katakuri, learning Katakuri's observation haki and how to counteract it, and not only how to counter it, but also how to learn and grow his own observation haki to the point where he was able to keep up with the guy's future sight. And on top of that, he was able to unlock not unlock, but I guess I'm still kind of, you know, on the fence about how these new gears work. Well, not the new gears, but the new versions of Gear 4th. It seems like Bounce Man was the first one that was developed because of the flashback with Rayleigh. But as far as Tank Man and Snake Man, which is newly introduced within that fight, these seem like things that he develops on the spot, right? They're not exactly versions that maybe he was thinking about them, or like it seems like it's like replicating the animals that he had fought on the island and their specific strengths and weaknesses. And Gear 4th Snake Man was more of a speedy version of the the Gear 4th versions that he has, with Bounce Man being very versatile almost. You know, it's capable of flight, and it has very big destructive power. And Tank Man being, of course, more of a tanky, solid build that he used to take advantage of his bigger size after eating all those biscuits. But as far as Snake Man is concerned, it's far more agile, and its build overall is, you know, my favorite of the forms. But also, it looks like it's more capable. It looked like it was more capable of being able to utilize the culverin, and something that Katakuri wasn't able to keep up with. So although it was short when he transformed into it, the amount of time that he had to fight Katakuri in that form, you know, the bulk of the fight was taking place in Luffy's standard form, to which he was not able to keep up with Katakuri at all until he pissed him off. But going into that, let's talk about Katakuri real quick. One of my favorite villains of this series thus far. I don't know how they continue to make such great villains here. Oda just manages to make some, just the way he introduces a lot of these villains. Like, at times it can be a miss, but I think Katakuri is one of the best villains that he's, introduced thus far. And I can't even go as far to call him a villain, because he's more so of an antagonist. Like, he didn't really have any villainous intent or anything like that. As for the bulk of the Big Mom pirates, it's easy to call them villains because they're against the primary protagonists that we have. But I don't really think that they're protecting their own territory, and they definitely do a lot of monstrous things. They're bad people. But like, I don't think you can really just put the blanket term of villain over the entirety of the Big Mom pirates. Big Mom, of course, herself is a pretty horrible person. And I just don't think that she was really, she's just like, I very, very, very seldomly believe this, but she was just born evil. Like, she's just born a monster, not even evil, just this inhuman being. But a lot of her children, some of course are pretty horrible people, but the bulk of which just got the worst end of the stick, right? So a lot of them are very family oriented. They want to protect their people, they want to protect their crew, and that means that they have to go above and beyond as far as any threats that might come their way. And Luffy and them are, they're the aggressors, believe it or not. They're the ones that came into this territory, rightfully so, to get back Sanji, but still they're the ones that willingly went into this fight and started it. So it makes sense that Katakuri and a lot of the children were so intent on taking them out. But as far as villain goes, I don't think I could call Katakuri a villain, just a very good antagonist, and somebody that was very family oriented and cared about his brothers and sisters and wanted to protect Big Mom, because obviously that's his mother. So he had to do what he had to do. Respectful person, able to level the playing field after Luffy's unfortunate injury that he sustained. And what I liked about it was that he didn't really start off that way. He felt like he was someone that was more, he had more experience than Luffy, but he was just better than Luffy. Like, that's what it seemed like. He was using all of his same techniques in order to prove to him, like, I'm stronger than you, I'm better than you, I can use your same techniques and beat you because you are nothing to me. I'm better than you. And then he slowly started to see how Luffy's tenacity, his willingness to win, was not only impressive but dangerous, because that is somebody that if you allow that to cultivate over years could actually prove to be a bigger threat. And he wanted to take out Luffy to prevent him from coming back in the future and being a threat to Big Mom. So it slowly turned into that, to where he wanted to make the fight even after Luffy was unfairly stabbed because of interference from outside people. It's where the superpowers. On a side note, that moment with Flambe, interfering with the fight, and then Katakuri getting pissed and realizing that she had done so. And then, he stabs himself, of course, so that he could level the playing field with Luffy. They both basically had a hole in their stomach. He told her off, and then he took off his scarf to show that, like, look, you guys want to laugh at him, laugh at me too, all right? And we understood that Katakuri's mouth was a sign of insecurity for him, and he wanted to become something that everybody could fear no matter what, because he wanted to develop this persona of the perfect person so that nobody could mess with his family. He realized that after Broly had gotten hurt due to people realizing he was strong as a kid, they couldn't really mess with him. So it's like, let's mess with his family because we can't mess with you. And he was like, all right, you mess with my family, you're messing with me. Let me show you the type of person I can be. And he wanted to develop this persona so that nobody would mess with his family. And it worked out, because he was somebody that a lot of people had feared. And putting the scarf over his mouth was one way to do it, so that he could hide this insecure part of him, so that he could look like the perfect person. He's built crazy and he looks crazy. Nobody wants to mess with that guy or his family. So finally, he wants to put aside that persona so that his own family was now taking advantage of this persona and wanting to be, like I guess showered with his appreciation so that they could like, because it's so coveted because he's not the type of person to show that side of himself. And with people wanting that out of him, of course, his little sister be like the favorite little sister of the family. He eventually said, you know what, laugh at me, I'm not perfect, all right? You over here messing with this fight between two warriors that want to have equal footing, and you're making it seem as though it's like some type of popularity contest, which it really isn't. So laugh at me too. And yeah, she told him off as some spoiled brat who somehow now sees him for who he really is and doesn't consider him perfect anymore. Now he's not worth her, I guess, her efforts to be, you know, loved by him. So she's like, you're not worth it, you're trash now, blah blah blah. And then she's like, you got your blood all over me, all this nonsense. And he said, okay, you know what, you're not worth my time either. He walked away, and Luffy, Katakuri had this clash of Conqueror's Haki, which had knocked everyone out because y'all are not worthy. Basically, y'all, you just can't keep up with us. You can't. What did Luffy say? He said they can't stay on their feet after this. Just had a clash of Conqueror's Haki, one of my favorite moments. But regardless, the fight between Luffy and Katakuri, incredible. Final clash between Luffy's attack and Katakuri's, and Luffy unleashed this giant King Cobra. I don't know where he was hiding, but he managed to, I don't know where Luffy manages to get, or if it was just like a animated interpretation of this attack, or if an actual King Cobra god just flew out of his fist to attack Katakuri. I don't know, but it looked cool regardless of what it was. And Luffy was managed to defeat Katakuri, finally, you know, paying his respects to such a fantastic fight, putting his hat to cover up Katakuri's mouth. And I gotta say, the final moments of Whole Cake Island were very, very well done. I can't, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't, you know, mention the how you know, pretty horribly paced the middle section of it was. Here's the way I look at it for Whole Cake Island, especially with how fast I went through it. I think people who had watched it week to week were struggling, to say the least, but it's definitely not as bad as Dressrosa. I think Dressrosa was one of the worst paced arcs. I don't, it's not to the fault of the anime or the manga or anything like that. It's just like, you know, the timing and all that. I understand having to be week to week, you know, trying to you know, stay in line with the manga so they don't have to have a whole bunch of filler and all this other nonsense. It's just like, it's tough to do, but regardless, it's very noticeable. But the first half of Whole Cake Island, I think, was really well done. You know, it was more drama than action for sure. There were some pretty key fights within that first half, but a lot of it was very story oriented. And then the latter half of the arc, I think, was more so it was an escape thing. It was very escape themed because they weren't gonna, you know, really fight the bulk of Big Mom army, but we had enough allies to, you know, put up a fight for the most part. So with the escape portion of things, you know, we mostly focused on Nami's side and Sanji's side, of course. Sanji taking pudding and chiffon in order to make the cake, and Nami, Chopper, Brook, and Jinbei taking the Sunny out of Big Mom's territory. And I think that was more so of the lull. That was a very slow part, which makes sense. It was a big territory. You know, they had to sail their way out while constantly being chased. But I think, you know, it's really important that we need to shout out Jinbei for being such an incredible helmsman. And I think once he officially is on the crew, that's going to be his primary, you know, thing. He's going to be the one that's, you know, taking charge of the ship, steering us through some of the toughest parts of the Grand Line, because we've seen time and time again the tough weather of the Grand Line and the weirdness of it is very tough to get through. So I think Jinbei being there is going to be a very big help. And Nami being such a great, you know, predictor of weather and all that stuff, they're going to be a very good team together to handle and make sure the Sunny, speaking of the Sunny, very destroyed in this whole entire arc. So I wonder what Frankie's reaction to it is going to be once they meet back up. Nami, Brook, and Chopper proving to me, and I think a lot of other people, that they are very, very capable of taking on people that are way above their weight limit, both literally and figuratively. Brook especially being a standout as far as his bravery in this arc. Like, you know, he's been mostly a gag character, I think more so than Sanji was a lot of the time. That's why I didn't really like Sanji too much prior to this arc. He was mostly the lovesick guy, and like he had his cool moments and all that stuff, but he was like delegated to being knocked out due to blood loss from a nosebleed for most of like Fishman Island and all this other nonsense. And I didn't really, think there was much to his character until this arc. It was mostly just very good at cooking, very good at kicking, don't want to fight females, and any female that I see, I'm going to knock out from a bloody nose. But now it's like there's some real depth to his character, which I appreciate. As far as, it's funny, this arc actually fixed the two most horny characters on this series. I think Brooke and Sanji stood out the most, even though they're the ones that are like the hornies, like, oh, I'm trying to see her bandies all the time. But now we have some actual really cool moments from Brooke, probably the coolest in the series. Pun intended, this man with his freezing sword, ice coldness from hell or whatever it is. But shout out to Brooke. Chopper, of course, like that moment with him trying to go up against Big Mom, sacrificing his entire body damn near, putting it on the line and getting slashed in Monster Point was definitely a great moment to see. And Nami taking Zeus for herself after showing that she could tempt him with the thunderclouds and a bit of persuasion on her own part. But I did not honestly like what she, the way she manipulated King Bomb. I understood it for the first part. She was using the Reverie card to manipulate a lot of the homies. They had to do that in order to get out of the forest. But the way she sort of forced this guy, not only with the Reverie card, but saying, don't you want to see your wife again? I'm like, oh my God, Nami, chill out. This guy, he's already done so much. Like, I get that they need to leave, but, once he was literally burning alive, like, sure, he's like not real, I guess, in a sense. Like, he's like a soul from another person that's created this own life of his own. But I don't know, it was a really weird like exchange. And then finally, when she like felt bad, I hope she feels bad about what she did, because she really put him through the ringer. But I don't know, it just felt weird the way all that was handled. But regardless, King Bomb goated as well, and Nami finally getting Zeus for herself and taking him out of the territory. Very powerful ally if he does, stick around the way I think he might. She could use that big ability from him where he becomes a giant, raging thundercloud and all that. And finally, who else we got? We mentioned Jinbei, Brooke, Chopper, Nami. Sanji, of course, very, very, very good arc for him. I think he was one of the... like since Barati almost, there wasn't really much that was done with him until now, I think. Shout out to Oda for putting in that much time for this character. I think it was great. And who else do we have? Germa 66. Germa 66 was very interesting storyline, and I don't know. I think I gotta say, like, for them to have, I think it's a better way to put it, for them to have the balls to introduce those type of like characters and then bring them around to almost be redeemed. It was such a weird feeling, I think. Like the way Germa 66 was flipped around, minus Reiju. I think Reiju was great all the way through, but the brothers, more importantly, I think I need to go further into how they were handled, because the extremely abusive relationship that Sanji had with his brothers, it was no fault of them, of course, because of the way they were created. But like, by the end, when they were almost like, it was weird. Like, they didn't respect him still, but they respected him enough for saving them, maybe, or what? I don't know, bro. There's a lot of ways you could interpret that. My thing in my head, I think it's more so the revenge they wanted to get on Big Mom, but it didn't really feel that way towards the end. The way they were carrying him out of there, trying to get him out of harm's way. It's like, bro, just please get out of here. Like, we don't want you in the way of everything that's going on, or it's like, we might as well save you. We don't want you to, get taken out from them. I'm not sure, but I think Judge through and through is just a horrible person, regardless of whatever they try to do with it. Even though he did kind of save them at the end when they're trying to escape, like just the way he said goodbye to Sanji, and he's just like listing off all these things that Luffy considers great about him, I think is a nice little difference between Judge and Luffy and how they view Sanji's character. There was a funny little gag there that they did. Luffy's like, why did he list off all the great things about you, bro? It's kind of weird. I thought he was supposed to be a bad guy. He seems great. But yeah, I do want to talk more about Germa 66 once I do a full-on video about Whole Cake Island. And Jinbei's crew, also shout out to them. Without them, they definitely wouldn't have gotten out of there. And I have to say, I respect Jinbei a lot more for not, leaving his crew behind. Like, there's no way someone like him, a character like him, would do that. So it makes sense that he stayed behind and made sure that they were okay. Once, Luffy and them had left. And like I said, it doesn't feel like he's fully a part of the crew yet. He still has a lot of obligations and a lot of people to look after, but I'm sure once they get out of this, like even then, like Fishman Island being in danger, Jinbei's probably gonna have to leave or something like that. So he might be like a on and off crew member, but still, regardless, it's good to have him on board. And hopefully, officially, he's gonna be on board once they enter Wano. And who else do I need to mention? Beji and Shifen's relationship was very cool. I do like, Beji being this like psychopathic serial killer who has a heart of gold for his family type of thing. And I guess we can get into more of the Big Mom family now. Starting with Big Mom herself, as I said, I think she was just born a monster. Like, just the way she was, like, how she is. Like, I think I read one theory about how Big Mom might have been one of the first experiments for creating giants, because she exhibits similar behavior as the children that we saw in Punk Hazard. And I think they also mentioned that the government had experiments on people prior to trying to get Caesar to do so. So I think it was like Big Mom was one of the first experiments or something like that, possibly. I know it's not confirmed or anything like that, but with Big Mom being one of the first experiments, it would make sense because of the way she goes crazy for the foods that she wants. Similarly to how Caesar was creating this drug in the candy that the children wanted. When they didn't get it, they just went crazy. Maybe in some similar way, Big Mom had the same type of thing to her done. So in that case, maybe it's not completely her fault, but regardless, a monster was created if that was the case. Like, she is just like, I don't know, she's just this indestructible being for some reason. And it would also make sense because, she's supposed to be a regular human, but she's of this insane size. So I'm not sure how exactly her, entire being came to be, but regardless, she is a threat to be reckoned with and one of the more terrifying villains that we've seen thus far in this series. The Big Mom family overall, very interesting characters all the way through, interesting abilities, and very unique, points of view as far as, the way they view each other and how they respect each other and love each other, but also will just straight up murder anyone that tries to mess with them. So the Big Mom family overall, I think, was pretty cool. The little twist on Broly and Katakuri, like I said, was unexpected, but definitely appreciated because I did like that. And one of the most I don't know if I want to say complex, but roller coasters, maybe. I think one of the most roller coaster character is the way they were treated was Pudding for the Big Mom family. Just introduced as, I didn't trust her in the beginning because I was just like, there's no way someone in the Big Mom family is going to be this nice to outsiders, but introduced as this kind, sweethearted girl who had eventually shown herself to be a twisted, evil individual, sick-minded person, and then eventually shown to be abused and treated horribly by her family and people around her as a child, and then developing this split personality amongst Sanji and all of them, and she had this, like, I think that personality thing was more so like a coping mechanism, maybe, to trying to understand why she likes Sanji, like somebody that she's supposed to hate and all this. And she's this, like, she literally split between helping her family and taking out Sanji because that's what she was raised to be, right? She was raised to, follow the Big Mom family and all that stuff, but also whether or not she actually is in love with Sanji. And another thing that I read was that at the end there, she had actually kissed Sanji and took away that memory from him, because I was confused as to why it was done like that, because, like, just a hug, I don't know if that was really much that she wanted to what's it called, like, if that was really worth erasing from his memory, because I originally thought she took all his memories of him, or all his memories of her from him, so that he could just forget about their time there and all that, but she'd only erase that specific moment. So I was wondering what was the purpose of that. Apparently, she had actually kissed him, and she didn't want that to, you know, interfere with the plan that they had, as well as, like, you know, if that would at all push him to want to stay or something like that. I guess she just didn't want her own feelings towards Sanji to, you know, mess with his head or anything like that. And we already know Sanji getting kissed by any female of any varying attractiveness would have definitely just destroyed him. So good on her. I think even a hug would have been horrible, but still a kiss, nah, it would have been over. But regardless, I think that's just a quick recap of a lot of the characters that I had enjoyed. Honestly, I might even make that whole segment a separate thing. I don't know if I want to include that whole recap because that was a lot that I just said. And even more than I want to say about that arc, but I'm just trying to go over the 30 episode special that we did. But that does it for the recap there. Let's get into these episodes here, starting with episode 879. Full reaction links always in the description, but let us go ahead and get into it here. Let go. Monkey D. Luffy. Yes, sir. The Straw Hat Pirates. Y'all are making a lot of noise right now. They don't like it. Reverie. Now about to start. It's where we only see Vivi whenever it's these moments of the of the story. It's the end of arc wrap up. You know what's crazy? The fact that a lot of this stuff that's happened has probably been so heavy that they needed its own arc. Because normally the end of arc wrap up is a part of the arc. It's like its own couple of episodes. But this end of arc wrap up is its own arc. Yeah, his bounty is over Zoro's now. Now, why was Luffy sad? I want to know. Maybe his bounty didn't move? I think that's the only reason he would be sad, right? If his bounty didn't move. But it would have to. It decreased? I thought it just didn't move. Pre-time skip, bro. It's because he took out so much of Big Mom's crew. Or that wouldn't make sense, actually. Yeah, it really must be a absolute hassle to have to travel as a royal family. My boy, King Riku. Was that Elisabelo? Yes, sir. King Punch. Yes, sir. The Tontadens. Rebecca. Lucy. It's still Lucy. You have his name right there. Luffy Land. Yeah, he's still a pirate, bro. He may have saved the country, but he's still a pirate. He pulled up on Big Mom. That man is... He's got 150 million berry bounty, bro. It's true. It hasn't been that long. Our guy's making waves. Yeah, that's the wrong royal ship you want to come after, bro. You don't realize the warriors that are on there. They will beat your ass, bro. Oh yeah, they'll beat your ass. Nah. As soon as you see him, bro. Oh, that's the one they kidnapped. It's funny how you can sometimes just tell how strong people are based on their design. Y'all just look too basic to be worth anything. But they did capture a princess, so I mean, maybe they got something. Oh, we got swimmers. Is that a fish man? Oh, it's the guards from the Navy, okay. Oh, is that Kobe? My boy. Okay, so he doesn't have a devil for him. My man is just... When was the last time we seen Kobe? Did we see him after time skip? I don't think we seen him post time skip. My boy. Yes, sir. He is equipped now. Look at him with the drip. Kobe, Captain of Navy Headquarters. Wow, he's really moving up in the world. My boy Kobe since episode 1, dog. That's my dude. A hero. Look at my boy. He's about to become a respected hero like that boy Garp. He's gonna be the man. Hero of the Navy. 5,000 subordinates. Destroyed Big Mom's cat. He did that. Fifth Emperor of the Sea. Right? Nah, Kobe, you still made a come up, but Luffy. So are you, bro. It'd be cool to see if they had that kind of relationship and an OG recognizes that. Like Sengoku sees them and then he has like flashback between Garp and Roger too. That'd be cool to see something like that. Episode 1. That's what I said. Look at my boy Kobe. That's really the same guy. I'm trying to remember if we had seen Kobe after Marineford. I'm not sure. I don't think we did. Because the last time we'd seen Kobe in Marineford, it was after the battle, and he had his haki had been unlocking a little bit because he was able to hear everybody around him. Zoro finna see this shit with Sanji, bro. He's gonna be so mad. He's like, y'all went over there and you got an unfair advantage. You got to cause ruckus without me. He is not impressed. Now you about to see it happen. Ooh. You saw how we said it. He talked his shit. He talked his shit. You heard what he called you. He called you a Shrek looking hag. What you gonna do about it? I just needed to see Luffy Cracker one more time, bro. Yeah, now what could Kobe do to Alvida, bro? Kobe would smoke Alvida, bro. My man was swimming through the water like a jet. He's Aquaman. 6 powers, bro. Put my dude on CP 0. CP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of them. They really started setting up the hero of the Navy since episode 1, bro. That's about to be Kobe, I'm telling y'all. He's probably got Conqueror's Haki too. Why not? Why shouldn't he? Give him Conqueror's Haki, bro. You know, the Mary and the Sunny get all the spotlight, but what about this first ship they had? What was this one called? A little camel or some shit? Like, no one talks about the camel. Only Mary and the Sunny. Let's talk. What the fuck, Rebecca, leave him alone? I'm just trying to talk about Luffy, you know what I mean? We was homies. Just like you was homies. Old bags. I'm sick of seeing this kid's smiley ass face. Get him out of here. Messed up my smiles. Oh. Oh. He wrote this on Morgan's. Yup. Oh, she is mad. Yeah, I know who it is. Don't worry. I know who it is. Blackbeard. Too soon. That's what I said, bro. That's what I said. Now Shanks. Shanks? Shanks. How's this shit still sailing? That sail's damn near. Bro, that doesn't say 150 million. You can't read? It's just at 1.5 bill. You're crazy. Oh my god, they put a whole billion on top of his 500 mil. Lord, y'all better turn him in, grab that billion, dog. Nami about to see them O's and she's like, no, we're turning you in right now, bro. 1.5 billion? Nah, bro. He read it wrong. 1.5 billion, bro. That's more than Katakuri's. Oh my god. Luffy said 150 million. You crazy. You didn't see the comma. They put the commas there for you, bro. Wait, what? The rest of the world is heading for the Reverie. Okay. I read that wrong. I thought the Reverie was at Wano. I was like, wait, what? No. So they're heading to the Reverie, and the Straw Hats are going to. Yeah, we knew that. I was confused for a sec. You know, I was thinking like, wait, it doesn't make sense. That's 150. I was thinking Luffy read it wrong or some shit. But of course he read it wrong. That shit said it had the commas, dog. Alright, well, you know, Luffy ain't here to read. He's here to fight. It's fine. He's got people there who read for him. It's cool. That shit has a whole comma. He said 150 million. How did you get that, bro? Dog, they literally kept his 500 mil and put a comma and a 1 in front. They said, you know, fuck it, bro. He's 1.5 billion, dog. That's nuts. They're gonna be gunning for him. Now Nami's turning him in his sleep. 1.5. They're turning him in and then they're gonna break him back out. That's what they're doing. As soon as he's about to get executed. That's easy money. That's easy money right there. Turn him in, let him break out. Like, come on now, bro. That's just, why wouldn't you at that point? 1.5 billion, you're set for life. I'm pretty, like, I don't know, like, these huge bounties, like, has there ever been a case of somebody actually turning in the person worth, or, you know, wanted for that much and actually getting the money? I mean, shit, I mean, like, you just print it, but still, like, that's a lot. 1.5 billion. It's like, just wire it to me. I don't need cash. Like, that is just, probably give it to you in gold or something, maybe. I don't know. Let's take a look at how Kobe handled this torpedo, though. He swam at that shit like Aquaman. Look at him. For a quick second, I almost thought it was going to be Cavendish. I'm like, why would he be there? Yes, sir. Really carried a whole torpedo. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Don't need no torpedoes in my way. What do you think this is? He still has these weird glasses, though. El Meppo. Look at this dude. Look at this dude, El Meppo. Roast him on a skewer. What's wrong with your color of observation? What do you mean what's wrong with his, bro? Maybe yours ain't good enough. It was right there. It was right there, my dude. Yeah, nice little reunion for Kobe. I wonder if this arc, because I heard that it was largely going to be recap and stuff, but there is a little bit of new stuff here and there. I did want to watch the full episodes because I was being told, like, you know, just gathering the little bits of new info that they bring up, like the new bounties and of course Sanji's raid suit and all that was important in this. But still, I wanted to go through it. So I'm guessing most of it is just going to be past characters catching up on their experiences with Luffy, like Vivi going through Alabasta again for us. But yeah, I was still going to watch through it. But let's get into the next episode here, episode 880. Lego. All right, next episode of the video, 880. We're already shooting people up. Why are you shooting us up? It ain't even. It's not even 8 a.m., bro. It's too early in the morning for this. Oh, the Navy got rocked. Who's doing the rocking? Is he drunk? Yeesh. Everyone talking about a beard. I haven't seen a full beard on this series yet. None of you have beards. It's all mustaches. You're not Whitebeard. You can't have a mustache and call it a beard. Only Whitebeard can do that. He's the only one capable of such a statement. Look at you. You dyed your mustache pink. Mustache and goatee. The more evil someone is, the more time they spend sticking their tongue out of their mouth. That just seems to be the... Who is this now? Is that, what was her name? Oh, no, it's not. I was about to say it's Jewelry Bonnie. Who'd you call on? Why are you saving this, this place? She called on the she called on the backup, bro. That's some crazy backup. Hey, you're good now. You don't need to keep your hand on her tits, bro. Oh my god. That's a big old trident. Who did you call upon? Poseidon? Who the fuck? What am I looking at? Why are you just crawling out of the ground like it's a blanket? Where did you come from? What the fuck? Right, you are dressed... Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? So don't look up there, right? Why are you looking at my skirt? Chill out. Because you have 3 different themes going on with your whole fit. Shirtless. Look, there are a lot of weird fits in One Piece. But I mean, at least they make sense most of the time. This is just way too many. It's just too. It clashes. It doesn't. What is he doing? What is his fighting style? It's got to be a devil fruit. Yeah. The way he came out of the ground was weird too. And who are you? The fuck type of Ratchet and Clank shit is this, dog? It's really Ratchet and Clank right now. Not the crows. Not the murder of crows. That's me. I'm in there somewhere. Ooh, that's my favorite. That's my guy. That's me. Look at him. This is the dude. Guess who it is? It's Crow TV right there. That's my introduction. Mm-hmm. Right. Talk your shit, bro. Oh, they got a name? Oh, what? What are y'all doing here? This random ass town. Morley, captain of the Revolutionary Western Forces. Captain of Revolution. Bello Betty. Lindbergh, captain of the... This is fire, dog. Karasu, that's fire. That's fire, bro. That's my guy. Karasu. Karasu. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was literally about to search up the filler list. I thought there was some weird shit. My dude, Karasu. That was clean. It was on some Teen Titan shit kind of. It's like, Teen Titans, like they have the different districts and everything. Southern forces, Western forces. Monkey D. Sabo. I'm sure Sabo is the middle name. Is his middle name D, bro? It's gotta be. That hug was crazy. I thought you were dead, man. You got shot by a whole cannon. Sleeping. Catching. Oh no, I thought he was sleeping. You seen Luffy's new bounty? My boy. You was just 500 million last time I saw you. What's up with the extra billion? Why is there an extra 1 next to it? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. He beat one of the top generals of the Big Mom Pirates. His bounty has gone way up. He smiled too much. Luffy doesn't know what that means. Lindbergh. Man literally has a jetpack, dog. Germa who? That's the real scientist right there. Got some celebrities up in here. They can't even hear what he's saying. Pieces of trash. God. Join the Revolutionary Army. We're those normal people. What is that? Does she have an ability? What? She got like the fight fruit. She can gear people up. They make them do what she wants. It's gonna be like the minx, bro. Why does he have muscles like that? God. She's got some type of encouragement fruit. Pump fruit. That's kind of crazy. The pump fruit. Get pumped. She really gave that guy a pump, bro. He was bulked up. It was like the crow fruit. Ooh, what type of Mr. Freeze gun? Cracked. Oh my god, dude. Crows. Look how useful crows are, man. Those are the real heroes right there. If One Piece does anything right, it's giving up some interesting abilities and unique power sets. Yeah. Oh, she gave her another power up. Yeah, you about to get... God, get that fake peach mustache out of here. Ain't no peach beard over here. Yeah, I'd imagine that'd take a lot out of you, because that's like strength you didn't know you had. I don't know if they would have stood up if your ability didn't work on them or not. Like, you kind of forced them to. But I get it. It's always screw the government until we try to get money from them. It's like we don't mess with the government, but look, turn them in and get that money from them. The Revolutionary Army. Doing that now. We're doing that now, like right here, right now. We pulling up, and we picking a fight with the celestial dragons, the big dogs, the ones that where you hit one of them, the admiral pull up and he smokes you. Hopefully Fujitora pulls up, because that'd be a nice admiral to have on your side if we pick a fight on the celestial dragons. I mean, sure, he might go crazy with the gravity stuff, but I mean, maybe he'll understand after he sees the Revolutionary Army. Who knows? But this is a very tough situation, to say the least. Picking a fight on the entirety of the celestial dragons is like saying, screw the world. Now, I understand the Revolutionary Army's primary goal is to say screw the world. Well, you know, more so screw the government, but the screwing the government is what, you know, they control the world. So you're basically going up against the world by saying, we're going up against celestial dragons and we're picking a fight and we're doing it right now. Oh boy. But I really want to know what their entire like laydown is, like what their plan is, as far as, you know, like why did they wait until now to do so? Is there some type of specific, you know, event that occurred during the destruction of Baltigo that made them want to start up now? I feel like right after losing your central headquarters wouldn't be the best time to pick a fight with the primary target. I think it would be much more beneficial to regroup first, but I don't know. I'm not a strategic leader, so maybe I'm missing something here. But it would be cool to see, you know, a bit more. And, you know, Dragon not really giving much to say about his son's, you know, increasing fame, and it's very quickly increasing fame, but I don't know, he's still has nothing to say about it. I wonder if they're ever going to meet at some point, maybe in Wano. I don't know. It's not like their paths are really gonna, if there's any point at which their paths cross, so we'll have to see. But yeah, my boy, look at this right here. This is gonna be the background right here. This is fire. Young Karasu, captain of the Revolutionary Army. That's my favorite right there. Favorite captain of the Revolutionary Army. That's a fire fit, bro. I love the mask thing. What was it? What is it reminiscent of? What were those? I forgot what they were called. It was like during the Black Plague, I think. It had those people with those masks. I forgot what they were called. Yeah, the Black Death. I forget what the plague doctor, physician hired specifically to treat bubonic plague victims with a distinctive mask that developed around the 17th century. Yeah, this thing right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because my camera is weird with the focus and everything, but it's this thing right here. That's what it was. I was trying to think of what it was reminiscent of. The plague doctor mask looks cool as hell, and it's fitting for him being like with the crows and stuff. I wonder if what the ability is though. I don't think it's Zoan, because he was like commanding crows from his body, almost like a cloak on some like Doctor Strange type stuff. So I don't believe it's Zoan, but he's able to like control these crows or something. I wonder how that works. But yeah, cool introduction to a couple of the Revolutionary Army captains from around the world. So the let me see, where was it at? Trying to see where it mentioned each of their divisions or whatever. Okay, so she's Eastern Forces, Belobeti. And then he is Northern Forces, Karasu. And then who else did we have? Lindbergh, Southern Forces. And this guy was Western Forces, Morley. Okay, cool. All right. Interesting to say the least as far as the Revolutionary Army's plans. But let's get to the final episode of this video, episode 881. Let's go. All right, final episode of the video, episode 881. Navy headquarters, led by the new Fleet Admiral Akainu Sakazuki. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The home of justice. Is that the dude from the Sliced Up the Train? Water 7? That is him. This is not Navy base. This dude Sengoku, bro. He just be eating chips everywhere. Is that all he does? Why are you just sneaking in? Semi-retired has been. Admiral Ryokugyu? Oh, is this the new admiral? Yeah, because he's fleet admiral now, so there are 2 positions to fill up because both him and Aokiji left. So it was just Kizuru, Fujitoro's 1 replacement. So this guy's the other new one. He's just clipping his fingernails. Gigantic war. That's yet to come. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is that all this goat eats? Paper? Mm-hmm. This makes me scared for Wano, bro. The way all this is being set up prior. 550. 2nd Division Commander. So did Blackbeard get that money for turning him in? Navy Special Underwater Prison, Impel Down. Oh, I remember Impel Down. I remember Impel Down. This was quite the experience, to say the least. Portuguese de Ace. Pre-time skip Luffy. Mr. 3. Galdino. Wax Man. Mr. 2. Bon Clay. I hope he ain't dead, bro. This was a fight, bro. This was a fight. Luffy got tortured in this one, dude. Like, he was just simply outmatched. What's impressive is that Magellan was paramecia. So even though he had the poison coming out, Luffy was still able to damage him. It just hurt him whenever he touched him, because obviously the poison came out. But he was eating up his hits, that means, bro. So this man's just hard-bodied. Can coating your arms with hockey and punching him, would that not let the poison affect you? It would hurt him more, but still. Yeah, he ate that shit. Doon 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 dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I think if you were to punch him with hockey, it would still be on your hands. But he do the. And Luffy had to smack up the Hydra. I just don't think it's particularly in your favor to have any type of devil fruit that's relying on close combat when fighting this guy. You would need some type of ranged attack, which Luffy doesn't necessarily have. Dun, 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 dun. God, this is just such a sad shot, bro. I would have tortured the mess out of Luffy in this stretch of time. The losses he faced was just... he could not catch a break. Bum 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 bum. I mean, hey, the time he spent after this, learning from these defeats and training, is really paid off, because he's getting a lot of wins. That's for sure. Wins that I wasn't really expecting, but also, you know, it's a believable. It's a believable growth from him in those 2 years, because he's gotten stronger, but not so strong that he can face up against Emperor. So if he was to have a full-on fight with an Emperor, I think he'd end up the same way as when he was fighting these guys. Like going up against someone like Big Mom or Kaido right now, he's gonna get tossed up like Magellan did him. What scares me about the Emperor, specifically Big Mom and Kaido, like when we saw him charge at Big Mom in Gear 4th, he couldn't even touch her. On the first time they met. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They met each other for the first time. What was this? In the 400s, right? Man. Or this might have been 300s, actually. No. I'm not sure, actually. It's 3 or 400, somewhere around there. Let me see when Impel Down was. Bum 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 bum. Sail through it. We'll get through. We can't stop now. We have no choice. Ooh, and the gates opened. What's hilarious is they got lucky with opening this gate with Bon Clay staying back, and then they got lucky again in getting through the other gates. The third time at that point. For the third time. First time he saved him way back in Alabasta is what got him locked up. Second time while they were in prison. And the third time for him to break out. Man. Bulk of Luffy's stories can be summed up by getting some miraculous aid by someone else. Which is crazy how many people are willing to risk their lives to help Luffy. Which, if anything, that should be a superpower in and of itself. His ability to inspire people like that. It's a type of leadership that I think very few people have had in, I guess, the One Piece world. And I'm fairly certain Gold Roger is the one that truly mastered that type of leadership and respect, which is why he was able to accomplish so much and why Luffy is an anomaly almost. You know, just literally just the power of friendship and being kind, mixed with the tenacity and motivation that's inhuman. That you know, that ability that Luffy has to inspire people goes so far as for him to be able to command this fleet that he never wanted. Like he has so many people under his command that he doesn't want to be under his command. It's just like, that's how crazy it is. It's Gold D Roger for your information, but you know what? Continue. That's my daddy. The Moby Dick was good. We're pulling up on your block. We ready to wet up your whole squad. And we ain't talking about water. Blood. That's what we mean, blood. We wetting it up with blood, not water, alright? Y'all finna bleed. It's still impressive to me that we got to see an emperor that was sort of on his last legs in a way. Just go all out. Pre-time skip. I really like that. But it also makes me kind of, I don't know. I wish you could have seen Whitebeard in his prime. Because seeing as how he was able to shake an entire island to its core when he was over here on life support damn near. Like, how was he when at his peak? Clearly at his peak is what made him an emperor, but still. What was that one quote? There's one quote that I was thinking of just now. I was about to talk about Whitebeard's age. This was the quote. It was, "Beware of an old man in a profession where men usually die young." That's Whitebeard. Like that's the dude you want to be afraid of, bro. The one who's old in a profession where people die young. I'm not trying to mess with that guy. Because how are you still alive when everyone dies in their 20s and 30s? You over here messing around with the whole entire government and you still just chilling. I wonder how old. What did they ever say his age around this time? I wonder how old he was at this point. Maybe like, I'm not sure. His whole beard or his whole mustache. See, even I'm calling it a beard because you have to. Like, it's Whitebeard. Like, who's gonna tell him that? Like, none of this has hair, but no, it's still a white beard, bro. I wonder, was he like in his maybe 60s? How old Whitebeard was at that point? And I want to know, like, you know, at what point he became an emperor, and if at the point at which he became an emperor was like, well, I don't know, that wouldn't make sense. I was thinking at the point he became emperor was his peak strength, but I'm sure he would have gotten stronger after he became an emperor. I wonder if the whole emperor title is official, because there are 4 emperors, but like, you know, the way they're just calling Luffy the 5th emperor in the newspapers or whatever. Is there like an actual like thing, like, because with warlords they're officially sanctioned or whatever, you know, government sanctioned, so there's some type of record of them being warlords. There's a process of them, you know, signing up and all that stuff. But with the emperors, like, they're not affiliated with the government. They're doing their own thing. But their reach and their influence has gotten to a point where they can be recognized as actual, you know, separate entities or powers, because they essentially rule empires. That's why they're emperors. We've seen it with Big Mom clearly. She's basically in command of an entire like group of islands, and she has like she essentially has her own army at her disposal. And I'm sure with Kaido it's similar, which is, you know, his colonization currently of Wano is what's the big issue here, taking control of Wano against the people's wishes. So it's like with Kaido, I wonder what his reach is like, and if, you know, someone like Blackbeard being called an emperor now, if his reach is at all similar to Big Mom's, or if it's still, you know, if it's still on the rise. I can't imagine Blackbeard would be able to cultivate that kind of reach within 2 years, but who knows? I mean, he's an anomaly in every sense of the word. Like he's the rising star that's even been able to outshine someone like Luffy, who he's even more of a just this wild card that nobody could have predicted. But Blackbeard has been rising through the ranks after obtaining that devil fruit. It's to the point where like he was able to, well, I wouldn't say he killed an emperor, but he killed an emperor. So he killed an emperor that was already basically dead, with 2 holes in his chest and whatever 10,000 cannons and 5,000 slashes and however many wounds he got. And it's like, I mean, he killed him and he took his devil fruit, and that guy had an extremely powerful devil fruit. So it's like, it makes sense that Blackbeard is at the point where he can be considered an emperor. But I wonder what his reach is like as well, because now we've seen with this Peachbeard guy that he does have subordinates, just like a Whitebeard had. And I don't think the influence needs to be necessarily in the sense of having land, but more so just the amount of people that serve under you. I think it was the 5,000 subordinates thing that Luffy got in Dressrosa unofficially. He doesn't claim them, but I'm sure they're going around saying like, we serve under Straw Hat Luffy. So it's like, with that many people under him, I mean, I could see Blackbeard having that amount under him, but, you know, I think Blackbeard has made moves that, well, I don't know. I don't want to compare, you know, achievements here, but as far as Luffy and Blackbeard are concerned, I think it's easier to say Luffy's done more just because we're following him, but maybe Blackbeard has done things that haven't been said yet in the series that is just as crazy, if not crazier, than Luffy's stuff. Like, Luffy went into an emperor's place and made it out alive, so it could go either way. But yeah, I'm really scared to see what's about to happen in Wano, just because of the way all of this is being set up right now. And I think Wano has been the most, I think it's been the most talked about island, or like it's been the most mentioned island that we never visited. I think, other than Raftel, I think Wano has been talked about the most in this series, even though it's an island that they never visited. Although there are islands that we have, you know, we go to specifically, like Alabasta, Water 7, I think, was one that was a destination. But, you know, for the most part, a lot of these islands have been just like, you know, random stops on the way, right? Because you're just following the log post. It's not exactly somewhere that we needed to go. But honestly, that's changed for New World. A lot of the places that they've been to in the New World have been, you know, specific destinations. But for the first part of the Grand Line, it's largely been just random stops, other than Alabasta. Well, no, that's Cap, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. No. Yeah, they haven't been random. Because Alabasta was planned with Vivi. Skypiea was planned. They actually had to make an attempt to get there. Water 7 was planned kinda, because they needed to get somewhere to fix the Mary. And then they needed to get somewhere to that's what it was with Water 7. And that just, you know, devolved into Ennie's lobby with the whole Robin thing. Thriller Bark wasn't planned. Saba Odi, technically they had to go there to get the ship coded and all that. And then, you know, everything happened with Face getting captured and all that. And then after that, I don't think anything was really random, because Fishman Island they had to get through to go to New World. Punk Hazard was random. Dressrosa was planned. Whole Cake Island was planned, and now Wano is planned. So yeah, most of the islands they've been to have been planned, but Wano's been the one that's like talked about since the jump, or they've been mentioning this place since like the earliest that I can remember is still Thriller Bark. It might have been mentioned prior to Thriller Bark, because I'm just remembering Samurai Ryuma being from there, and they were mentioning him being from the land of Wano, and that's just been the samurai place. So like that's what it was prior, but now it's clear that it holds a lot more history. You know, the relationship with the Minks and with these other prominent members, Gold Roger and all that now. So it's like this place, and you know, it being a big thing on Kaido's list. So I'm excited to see how exactly it all, you know, connects with Wano being so important. So that does it for this video, though. Next time we'll be watching episodes 882, 883, and 884. But that wraps it up for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these episodes just as much as I did, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.